In a period of time, Taline is very tired and sick, and Lujane grieved for her, and fortunately one day and one night Taline did. This was difficult period for Lujane. A friend lost her life. She needed a lot of time to forget and move on and live her life normally.
Hi guys! Firstly, let me introduce myself. I'm Ghaida Al Jabri. I'm 18 years old. So, I'm in high school. Actually, I didn't do many things in my life because it is considered that I moved from childhood to youth. One day, something happened that changed my life upside down. The only thing I will never forget. When I heard one of my close people mock me in front of everyone that I will never be anything in the future and will get high mark in my studies. I wondered why he was saying this to me, and I wondered also if I hurted this person to tell me. Always was careful about feeling of others. Devoted my life to study hard to get full mark in order to reach my goal. I didn't want it to be an easy prey affected by others people's worry. At the beginning, I wanted to prove this person that I will achieve many things and that nothing will weak or stop me. I just afraid of living without achieving anything. I'm no longer the child who is afraid of around here. I'm thinking about how to make my future bright, but also enjoy with the present time.
My teachers and participate with them until I got a grade of 100%. Now I am about to graduate and in the last stages of education, which is the most beautiful stage for me. Despite the decision issue this year that education has become 3 terms, my feelings are mixed between joy and sadness. I am sad because I will be separate from my teachers, colleagues, and the school that I love. But I am happy because I have reached what I wish for success, and I will fulfill my wish, God willing, to enter medicine. In the end, I advise each student to do her best because she will see the effort of her fatigue when she sees the result. Thank you for listening and watching my teacher. I consider myself the hero in this story because I was able to face the difficulties and overcome them. I will start my story now. My middle school education, thank God, finished with distinction. I entered the secondary stage and faced difficulties in it. I was very afraid of what most people said. It was a difficult stage, but it was quite the opposite. Every hard-working person has a share. I was organizing my time and studying and working hard until I finished the first secondary stage, which for me was very beautiful. I changed in it and became more mature and aware. And then comes the hesitation stage in terms of choosing a major, scientific or literary. But thankfully, with the help of my mother and father, they encouraged me to choose the most desirable choice for me, which is the scientific one, and I entered the second scientific. But it was somewhat strange to us because education was remotely due to the corona epidemic at the time. But I did not lazy and overcame all the difficulties. I worked hard as if I was going to school. I used to interact with my teachers and participate with them.
Hi, my name is Nida and I am 2 years old. I discovered that my personality when I was young has a big role on me now. But when I was a child, I used to cry a lot. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I changed without feeling because of the fairy tales. We had a lot of books, and luckily there were a lot of children's stories. Well, I love reading comics and magazines. One day, I went looking for new stories. Don't forget that I was a bit clumsy. I found a great book, but I found that my reading was poor, and that I couldn't understand most of the word. So I decided to read more seriously. Here I am, in middle school. I stopped reading books and become interested in social media. Social media costs time, so it took me a long time to get back into my time and leave social media. As for high school, everything was different, and without realizing it, I found myself going back to reading books again.
This is my little story. I have decided to continue my life with books and novels. Life expression are not enough for me. I would like to travel many places with books. I think it's a great idea.
Everyone has a story of their own. And today, I'm about to let you in a small part of mine. I am Farah, a Saudi teen girl who lived her entire life in her homeland. I was born in Yanbu, and I lived most of my childhood there. Although my family from my mom's and dad's side were in Al-Madinah, but we lived in Yanbu because of my dad's work. I went to kindergarten when I was only 4 years old, which explains how I'm gonna be a 17-year-old university girl. That was my dream since I was a little kid. Because you know how cool is that, or at least what I thought back then. When I was in kindergarten, I was diagnosed as an ADHD child. I had a lot of friends and had no problem with anyone. When I went to elementary school, I was so young compared to my classmates. That caused me a fear from school back then. My first teacher was Miss Majida, and she's probably the reason why I coped well with the school. With her encouraging me, I was able to make my first friend within the first week of school, and was able to have a lot of friends later on. I don't remember a lot of my elementary school, but I know I was happy until 4th grade, when my parents shocked me with the decision they made. We were moving to another city. I wasn't ready to give up on my life and simply start a new one in a different city and a different school. What about my best friend Lana Flimban? I knew I wasn't gonna see her ever again. 2 months later, in my last day of school, I bought my friends goodbye gifts and was so excited for some reason, although I was a little blue. When I got outside of the school's building, I grabbed my corrector pen and started to write my name and drew stars on a random car. Unfortunately, the owner of the car came so angry and held my hand and started yelling at me and waited till my parents come so they can pay him. I was so embarrassed at the moment and was shaken so bad until a philanthropist came out of nowhere and tried to comfort me and told the other man that he's gonna pay for the damages I've made. Till this day I pray for him, but that day traumatized me. Thank God I finally made it to Al-Madinah. When I was in grade 5, I was so shy and it was hard for me to make new friends. Yet, I became best friends with a girl that is still one of my dearest friends till today, and I'm so grateful to have her. I graduated from elementary school and was so excited for secondary school. I thought I was getting older and cooler, and decided to stop being shy and start talking more to people. I did so, and I made a lot of incredible friends that I've never thought I was ever gonna have. I graduated from secondary school and went to high school. Freshman year wasn't the best, but it surely was the last ever where school was a comfortable place to learn and have fun in the same time. In junior year, COVID was the reason we wasn't able to go to school. A whole year online, to be honest, it was good but sad at the same time. School is only for learning without the entertainment part. It was so boring. In senior year, we finally made it back to school. GAT was putting my mental health under a lot of pressure, especially for the fact that I've been an amazing student with an incredible marks for 12 years, and that all is not as important as one single GAT exam? What nonsense! To be honest, it was a really tough time, but thank God it ended. I got a good score eventually. Not what I was expecting, but I won't complain anymore. Farah, that little kiddo is now graduating. It's pretty scary how time flies, to be honest. High school wasn't the best, and it surely put me under a lot of pressure, tears, bad sleeping, and a horrible skin. But I'm sure I'm gonna miss it.
One day, my family decides to go swimming in the family farm, where there is a swimming pool, and we prepared our things and went there. My sister's son was with us, and in the beginning of the day, he went and jumped in the pool, and he is not knowing how to swim, and no one else saw him. I hurried to save him. I took him out, and on that day, I was feel scared very much, because I saw how I was going to lose him in front of me. The whole family rejected at my courage at that time, especially since I did not know how to swim.